Hi, this is Terry. I am so excited about this video to be able to talk to you about how businesses are using video itself to increase sales, to get more done. And the way we do that, I was able to get the man, Troy Stein from TechSmith. He's the person that knows about Camtasia. He's going to talk about their new version. You're going to see some of it. We're just real. You're going to see this is really out there doing it, and you are going to learn how businesses can use video to make money. Join me for this video. Today is the wonders we have with video. Video gives you an ability to connect and almost like being there. The live video is great, but one of the tools that some of you know that I've been using for a long time, I really like and use it. Matter of fact, it's made lots of money for me, is called Camtasia. It's from a company called TechSmith. They're based up in Okemos, Michigan. And matter of fact, right now, we're going to find out some wonderful ways we can use it. They have a new version. And joining us now is Troy Stein. He is with TechSmith. He's a product manager and working with products like Camtasia and others. Troy, thank you so much for being with us today.
Absolutely, Terry. It's great being with you.
And you are doing a great job. I've seen that new version you got. You sent that over to me. I got a chance to play with it and work with it, so I know a little bit about it, but I really enjoy it. But what I want to look at today, right now, as we get started, is the way video is being used. You're in a position where you deal with a lot of companies, some major companies, as well as single sole proprietors, small businesses. How do you see video being used to help people really increase sales, increase their productivity today?
Yeah, I think there's two parts to it. I think it's for people who are in business, it's a business accelerator, right? So it allows them to sell more externally, but also allows them to be a lot more efficient internally. And let me look at those really quick from the inside out perspective. Internally, we all have systems that we use in our businesses. So whether these are systems that allow us to track projects, to track our orders, to track invoices, they're all systems and they're always getting updated. And we need a way to be able to keep up with those things. And so we have to provide training and documentation for those things. And that's where our products shine internally, because you can create a video. It's easy to create. It's easy to watch. People get up to speed quickly without having to go to training or even travel to training. So video is a fantastic accelerator for best practices. But then from probably where your group is most focused on is how do I actually make more money, make more sales using video? And what we found from marketing and sales perspective is that whether it's a small, medium business or a Fortune 500, they're trying to grow their revenue by making an impact and connecting with customers. But what they don't have is Madison Avenue budgets, or they don't have time to outsource. So our products allow them to create videos that are impactful, that grab people's attention, that keep them, and they can create professional videos without actually being video professionals.
Yeah, very nice. And matter of fact, I've seen that myself. And, we hear a lot of companies that say, you can increase your sales when you use our product, et cetera. But really nice thing about it, I've actually seen it take place. I send out, for those of you that are watching this, you can relate to times when you want to really make a big impact. And I've been able to use Camtasia to bring in something so that it looks a little bit better than just a talking head on video. Some of the ways we can put in animated graphics now, ways we can put in colors and making it align so that it looks particularly good. What are some examples, Troy, that you've seen from companies that you've worked with that have used some of the tools you have, the Camtasia tool, Snagit's another tool that you have, like that? They've used those tools and they've been able to see an increase in sales or increase in productivity, help them to get more done.
Yeah, I was talking recently with a gentleman who runs a small business. It's called DV8 Labs. It's a small tech startup. And as you can imagine, I ran a startup as well, and getting those first sales and then the subsequent sales are really important. And so he was doing a lot of cold calling. Nobody likes to do it. Getting those negative responses is kind of soul sucking at times. And he wanted to up his close rate. And so what he was doing with the service that he provided is he would create this short little video. and he could make them in just a matter of minutes. And he always had a beginning, he always had a middle section of the video that was pretty much the same, which was, this is why I want to talk to you, and this is why I think a 5-minute phone call would be worth your time. But then he would put a little bit at the beginning that says, hey, Jim, I was taking a look at your site. This is why I think it would be worth 5 minutes of our time. Let me show you why. And then at the end, it was, thanks so much. I look forward to chatting with you, right? And he found that by using video in his cold calling, he bumped his close rate up to 50%. So that's extraordinary for anybody who's ever done cold calling before to actually get that high of a close rate. But video makes that type of connection. It allows you to look real, to look human, and then to deliver you in a timely fashion to people in a way that also is in a way that we want to receive it, right? We don't necessarily want somebody to call us unexpectedly, but an email with a little bit of a gentle introduction, that's definitely doable. So we've got
Exactly. Matter of fact, I would even submit that it gets rid of the cold call, because what you're doing is you're warming people up. They see you, they get a chance to know you, and using that on a regular basis. Have you seen those kind of things happen?
Absolutely. Yeah. In fact, I used to be in a sales position. A few years back, I was working on our enterprise sales team, and I was using video all the time because as much as they hated to receive those cold calls, I hated to make those cold calls. And so I was trying every way possible to warm it up. I was just fortunate enough to work at a company that had these awesome tools so that I could make these quick videos, make the impact. So whether it was a sort of quick little personal story where I was saying, hi, my name is Troy Stein. This customer suggested that you and I ought to talk. Here's why I think it's worth our time. Or I could make, a much richer marketing video that could be for everybody. So personal or somewhat generic. Either way, I was able to create the impact that I was looking for.
Yeah, that's very good. And we see that it really gives you the ability to do it. I think particularly two things that I've seen, I'd love to hear your comments on this today, that gives us the ability to do what we couldn't do before. First of all, the quality.
Yep.
We look at the quality of the video that you and I are shooting right now as we're recording this. We're coming in at high definition.
Right.
It's a lot easier to see, and it's a lot easier. You feel more like, hey, this person is right here. The audio is very good. But then also a second area that's just as important is now bandwidth is a lot better. So because now we're not getting by on 1,200 baud modems. So I don't know. That's right. Long ago, But
right.
we're using it, and it's much easier. Do you see those two and maybe some other things that are helping us to make video more realistic in business?
Oh, completely. I had a gal who, she was very generous, and she said, I love your products. I would talk all day about it. And I said, why is that? She said, because I made $500,000 using your software. And my eyebrows went really big and said, well, tell me about this. And she happens to be an expert in a certain field of technology. And so she makes a series of videos, and some of these videos are hours long, but because it's technical, it's in depth. And years ago, for us to deliver high quality video for hours of content, the only people that did that were NBC and ABC and CBS, right? And now the fact that a gal with a piece of, a couple $100 of software, maybe $100 microphone, is able to generate a 6-figure income because of what's in her head, it's extraordinary. And the fact that this is delivered in rich, high definition video, we live in great times. I mean, this is fantastic.
Yeah, it really is. And so we see that it's available for just the average person that can do it. You get yourself a laptop computer, get yourself a good microphone, make sure it's okay, a little bit of equipment that you buy initially, then learn how to use the tools.
Yep.
And by the way, I've got to say, the videos that you have on how to use your products like Camtasia and Snagit particularly, they're outstanding. I just sat down, watched them, and then I go, oh, that looks nice. Then I go over on the computer and try it myself, pause the video, go back to the video, and go back and forth. Really, really handy. And so I see.
So I know you're a guy from Florida, so this analogy might not even apply to you. But have you ever gone downhill skiing?
I've done it in Michigan, too.
Okay,
Yes.
you did it once. Yeah. So, I mean, for anybody who's gone downhill skiing before, if you're lucky, you'll take a lesson or two. And if you're really lucky, you'll have a good instructor. And so what we try in the product is to make the starting of the product sort of bunny hill easy for people. So it's not very complicated, but then we use our own software to create a variety of tutorials so that that's sort of the instructor on the side who's showing you how to snow plow your way down the hill. So that it's really easy to start making videos in a matter of hours as opposed to days or weeks, depending upon the double diamond, capabilities of some of the crazy other softwares that are out there.
Exactly. And by the way, those of you that are watching this, think about what Troy just said and how that would apply to your business and the principle. You make it so that people can use it very quickly and easily. But then there's other ramifications as they get into it more. If you're in a service, same thing. You take care of their need right now, but you find other ways that you can help them and be of service to them. Very good point that you're using there. And Troy, I want to find out, I know you work with a lot of people. Before we started recording, you were telling me about a well-known company that started using some of the software that you have, and they had to do something really fast and were able to implement that. If you mind sharing that and other stories that you know.
This is one of my favorite stories, in part because I love the company and I wear their clothing line and their shoes and whatnot. They're a large multinational company in the Great Northwest that has many sports brands. And one of the challenges that they have is they make a whole ton of their money making products that go on your back and on your shoes, and they make billions of dollars that way. But that part of the business takes, I don't know, anywhere from 18 months to 3 years to develop, right? It's got a really long cycle. But they have these unique things that happen in their business where, say, LeBron James moves from Miami, to Cleveland, right? And all of a sudden they need a jersey on the market, not in 18 months, not in 18 days. They need it like in 2 days, because if they get it to market fast, those are premium profits, right? Because they can charge a lot of money for that one thing that that few people have to have, like right now. So they can't follow the same processes. They can't, and they cannot allow for delays in the process. So they have a division of the company that is set up just for this kind of thing, and to do quick turnarounds on massive amounts of content that is produced, usually jerseys and shirts, and it has to follow a very specific process. So the ordering process is unique. And what they do is they use Camtasia to create videos for every step of the process, every one of them. And it was originally created by the director of the whole organization, who said, this is how everything has to work in order for us to get to market on time. But the reality is that they can adapt to those types of changes in the marketplace. So for us, Camtasia, while it's about video, it's actually about video. It's business enablement. It's about allowing people to get to market on time and to deliver products and services in a timely fashion.
I like that, the way you phrase that. It's business enablement. It really gives you the ability to do something that you might not have been able to do or thought it was too tough or too expensive before, and now it's real easy. And I would say those of you that are watching this, think about how you can do that as well. Simplify it so that it's easy to use and it really enables the business of your customers. Working with them on that, and Camtasia is a good way to do that. Now, speaking of the Camtasia and what it is, one of the things I want to do now is shift gears just a little bit, because Troy, we're not going to let you get away without telling us a little bit about this new version.
Okay.
And matter of fact, we're using, those of you watching, I mean, those of you that are going to be interested in this probably understand some of the technical stuff. We're using a tool right now called Zoom, which I'm using to capture the video, and then I go back and will edit it within CMac, Camtasia for Mac, Camtasia on my new, and I'm using the new version. So Troy, I'm going to have you share your screen with us a little bit. And ladies and gentlemen, he has not done this before. He's using this for the first time, so we get a chance to walk him through. So Troy, you'll notice over there in the bottom of your screen, there's a thing called Share Screen. You'll see that as you move your mouse in there. You'll click on that, and there we go. And so, Troy, you're seeing that, and you can pull up CMac. There we go. Tell us what we see. We're watching your screen, as well as, Troy, you'll notice you and I are still in the upper right corners of the screen here. So as part of using Zoom, we get to see both. Talk to us about the new version of Camtasia.
You bet. So Camtasia opens up, and it is a video production software. It just happens to have a world-class screen recorder, which means that you can record a tutorial, a demonstration, a product or company overview, or simply, I'm just going to record a presentation. It doesn't really matter what's on the screen. It will record it. And it allows me to record whether I'm working in Evernote or I'm recording my desktop. It simply will record my screen.
Yes, indeed. And by the way, Troy, we appreciate this. I'm going to leave this going. Ladies and gentlemen, Troy is helping us out. He's just getting over a nasty cold, and he said, we're going to do it anyway. And I said, Troy, you go for it. This is family, and we're just glad to have you here. And so you need to take a little drink of water every now and then. That's okay. You go right ahead.
All right, thanks. I appreciate it. So, so it records the screen. It records, if I want, it will record my camera. It can record my microphone. It can record the audio that's even coming out of the desktop application as well. Okay, so let's say that I've made a recording. In this case, we've got a customer who happens to be a world traveling photographer. And he was out in Bali, and he was photographing the sunrise over this mountain. And what he was showing in this application was he was showing how you can stitch together a panorama. So it was a good video where he's talking people through it. And it sounds, let me actually back you out a little bit. Sounds a little bit like this.
Visually, right? So first thing I'm going to...
Okay, so he's talking about how you edit this photograph. It really doesn't matter what the nature of your expertise is, because whether you are an expert speaker like yourself, Terry, or let's say your expertise is in accounting services, or your expertise is in IT function, oftentimes the nature of our expertise is sometimes embodied in what we have on our computer. And so our recorder allows us to record that. Well, the key for us is not just in allowing somebody to share their knowledge, but in actually allowing them to capture mind share of their audience. Because what's rare is not just that you can make a video. What's rare is that you can grab somebody's attention, because attention is a rare commodity nowadays.
Yeah, it's most important today with all the distractions that are out there. Getting that attention is most important.
So let's show you, let me show you a couple things that we've done in Camtasia. Obviously, because it's a full-blown video editor, I can, if I choose, I can record and cut out portions of my screen. For example, if I've got a piece of video and I want to trim it, I can sort of grab an edge of it, and I've just trimmed it down to be shorter or to be longer. I can move pieces of video around if I want to. But we've also built into the application some really beautiful bits of animation and music that you can download either from our website, or it's built into the software. And so it might look a little bit like this. He started with a simple screen recording, right? Where he was just talking through it. And it went to something that looks a little bit more like this. What I'll do is I'll play about 20 seconds. Is that fair? Okay. All right, let's do that. All right, so Terry, let me play this back. So you're going to see an intro clip and some animations, and then actually the screen recording, you'll see it in all its richness.
Good. I want to look. I'll see the picture.
When you first stitch a pano together, the edges are often, a little bowed, misshaped, which we'll just take care of with the crop. So usually the first thing I'll do is I'll start with the crop, just to get it, at least crop-wise looking, visually right. So first thing I'm going to do is...
All right, so let's just take a look at a couple things that are showing up here. One is, as you saw here, the ability to zoom in on a clip so that if there's something specific to your expertise that you need to focus on. Some of the new things in Camtasia are these beautiful, what we call lower thirds. In this case, they were even able to customize it with their own logo inside it. So when he says, I need to talk about lens correction and they need to constrain the crop, this is where they're constraining the crop. We're zoomed in there.
Nice.
So
where's that done in Camtasia specifically? Is that in the behaviors?
Yeah, this is part of the behaviors. This is also a lower third. We've redone the whole library inside of Camtasia so that we've added icons that allow you to do explainer style videos, music that allow you to add a real professional intro and outro. We've got things like the animated logo at the beginning, the animated background at the beginning that allows you to put a little texture, a little bit of visual oomph to it.
Nice.
And then as we talked about also these lower thirds that you can put on. In fact, even all the callouts that that are in Camtasia are also brand new as well. and they're vector scalable so that the graphics that you need to put on the screen to point to things like, let's say over here, just like here where you're able to create these little dotted pads that show people where to click. All of those are completely new to Camtasia as well.
Very nice. And as I see what's there, matter of fact, I'll let you take a drink right here as I'm talking. Those of you that are watching this, I've been using this myself. You're using Camtasia for Macintosh, correct?
That is correct. Now, one of the things that's new is that the interface on the Mac and on Windows is the same now. So
yes.
What you see on the Mac and what you see on Windows, all the functionality is completely the same.
And I think a real advantage of that is that way you can share and collaborate more. That way you could work on a part of it and then maybe send it over to an ally who might be on the other side of the world. And you're working together as a team, putting it together and adjusting. I think that's a really nice feature. But right now you are using the Mac version, which would look the same what we're seeing right now if we were on the Windows side.
Absolutely. All the functionality is the same on Mac and Windows. So one of the other pieces that's excuse me, new in the application are these things called behaviors. So you'll see at the very end, you'll see this end sequence come up here.
So just a little bit.
One of the things about video and that is beautiful is that it grabs and keeps people's attention because of motion. It's the difference between a static shot, which is not bad, but when things are moving a little bit, the attention goes up significantly.
Yes.
So, for example, we've got this logo over here. And with the logo, we've added these behaviors that allow it to fade in, and it can animate in the middle. It can animate on the outbound part of it. Additionally, we've got this section here that says learn more. And so the learn more kind of comes in one letter at a time. And that is using a sliding behavior where it's sliding, let's see, it's sliding in from the left. And in the middle, it's fading in and out. And then on the outside, it's sliding out to the right. So it kind of, if you pay attention to this space right here, these are all really simple to apply. You simply go to the behaviors and you say, cool, I'm going to use the sliding behavior, and you drag it on to that clip. And boom, you've added that to that bit of text or to that icon or to the video, whatever you want there.
Very nice. And matter of fact, I'm going to interrupt you for just a moment here, Troy. Those that are watching this, one of the nice things about working with Camtasia is you've got TechSmith, the company that owns it, behind you. They've got superb support. That means if you're looking at this going, how am I going to figure that out? They help you on that. They can do it. Plus, they've got, what really helped me is the videos that are available 24/7, of course. You can go in, you go, how do I do that? There's videos to show you how to build it. You slow it down, go back. Really nice. And I want you to think about this, how you can use this, not only use this tool, Camtasia, but also the principles that TechSmith puts in place. Support, showing you how to do it. They use video. They're practicing what they preach. Do that in your company as well.
Yeah, I think for us, it's the scalability. So it's both, it's two parts, right? I mean, we want to help the customer to be successful, obviously, but it's also scalability. The whole idea around software is you make one thing to be able to give to as many people as possible. And that only really works if we also make the software simple, if we also make the tech support easy for them, and then we provide services in addition to them. And that's one of the reasons why we build out and spend as much time and creating high quality videos, is because we want our customers to be successful, and it allows us to serve a whole lot more people and bring the products to the world.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, one thing I want to ask you about specifically, I've been working with it, is something you've had a while in the Windows side, and I didn't see it in the Mac side. I think you have it now, is quizzes. That if I could say, yeah, I'm going to show you how to do something. A lot of my customers, when I go out and speak and train, they'll say, yeah, we want to put some things together, but we want to make sure they're not just saying, yeah, I watched the video, but if every so often you can ask questions, that's really handy. Is that available on the Mac side as well?
It is indeed, right? So I can, let's say I'm here at the end where I want people to learn more about Bokeh Studios, right? So I can add a timeline, and it puts a quiz on here, and perhaps that is not really a multiple choice, but it's really a fill in the blank.
Okay. And by the way, how'd you get that again? You did that real quickly. Where did we go to get the quiz come up?
Not a problem. So it's on the left-hand side. All of our tools are on the left-hand side, and on the left is interactivity. And then I clicked on add a quiz to the timeline.
Okay.
And then all of the properties show up here on the right-hand side, as where I could then choose from a multiple choice, fill in the blank, or short answer. In this case, a fill in the blank, and I can say, please enter your email to receive the white paper, if that's what we're offering, right? And then they can put in their text, and that's all I need to do. If I want to add an additional question, maybe it's a qualifying question, like I might ask, what industry do you work for? And then I can say, I can put in the tech industry, as you will, and add questions along the way, and then it will send me those results based on what people say.
Yeah, and that's, of course, for those of you who are watching this in the upper right corner, that's where those appear, and we have that so we can build in. So that gives you the ability to do training as never before. Think about one of the things I've talked about in the programs that I do when I speak to different companies. There's when you bring someone on board that's new, you've got a new hire, you're onboarding them, there's a lot of standard issues you want to go over. Rather than taking the precious time of really brainy people for that, give people the ability to go through a training session with video, and they answer questions, and then you reserve the time of those brilliant instructors, those people that are salespeople or whoever they are that have been around a while. They can then answer more advanced questions. Let the video take care of the rudimentary and the basic, and then use people and skills for the higher end type of training. That's what I've found work. How does that sound to you, Troy?
Gary, I couldn't agree with you more. When I used to work at Cisco Systems, we would fly in literally for 2 weeks. We would fly in 60 to 80 new sales engineers and sales managers, and they would sit, and for 2 weeks they would drink from a fire hose, and they were exhausted by day 2. I don't even know how they were standing up after day 10. And eventually we got wise to it and said, this is ridiculous. First of all, they're not going to be able to absorb everything. And secondly, they're not even really engaging. Right? There's too much information, and they've got access to vice presidents and product directors, and they're not asking any intelligent questions because they don't have a basis from which to ask. And so we flipped the whole thing around. What we did is we said, you'll come to corporate after you have watched all of these videos. And then they came with this basis of knowledge so they could really drill the product manager and the vice president about strategy and direction and about this, that, and the other thing, because they had already received the baseline. So they're preparing people to have a much more intelligent conversation. At our company, we use Camtasia often to create videos. Let's say that I'm meeting with the executive staff and I know that their time is precious, and I don't want to talk at them for 15 minutes about product strategy. I want to have a conversation with them about product strategy.
Yes.
So I will spend time ahead of time to send them a video, and it might take me 10 minutes to create. It might take them 10 minutes to create, but it freed up 10 minutes during our executive meeting for us to actually have a really informed conversation.
Absolutely. A great way to do it. And well, we really appreciate you sharing this. And matter of fact, I ask you right now, if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and click on the stop sharing screen so we can see your beautiful face there on the screen. There we are. Back again, you've got an amazing product. Camtasia has been really good. And for those of you that are watching this, I would encourage you to look into it. You can get information on that. Troy, tell us, how can somebody find out about Camtasia and TechSmith and these products? And I think you even have a free trial that they can get.
We do. Free trial for Camtasia and Snagit as well. They are at www.techsmith.com, TECHSMITH.com. Free trials are available, and the product retails for $200 US. Considering what it does for folks, it's a good buy.
You could put a 0 behind that 200 and it'd still be a bargain, the way I do. And I'm saying that not just because you're on there and I really like your products, which I do, but it's for me, this has made money for me. I look at it from a pragmatic point of view. It can help me make money. It can help me to reach customers, to get business for what I do. I'm a professional speaker. I want people to hire me to come in and speak, to do the types of things we do as speakers. And when they see a video, they go, whoa, this guy looks good. If I'm just on the screen with just me on there, that's okay. But as a speaker, the movement and the motion, like you were saying, that really matters. And Camtasia gives you a tool to make that happen. Before we let you go, Troy, any final words on benefits of video and what's going on, words that you would say to our audience?
Yeah, I think what I would focus on is the need for promotion, right? Whether I'm in a marketing role or a sales role, or even I might even be in a training role where I need to promote the training that I created. What we try to do with this version of the release and with the product in general is allow people to present their best self, to make the impact in the marketplace. People have found that when they use video in promotion, that their promotional capabilities go up, their branding goes up, their ability to close sales goes up. We think Camtasia is a great way to get that done.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you. And for those of you watching this, it's important. Realize we've heard so much about video. Yeah, video is big, video is big. Well, here's something that takes it to the next level. Here's a tool that you can use, and it's giving you the how you can do that, that translates to a bottom line benefit. Thank you very much for being with us today, and we are looking forward to more. Troy, thank you for being here and taking time out of your busy day, and particularly coming back after being sick. We all know that. I mean, we're doing this, it's us here, and feeling kind of under the weather, but you decided to come back and help us out anyway. Thank you very much, Troy.
You're awesome, Terry. Thanks so much for the time. I appreciate it, bunch, sir.
And for those of you joining us, I'm Terry Brock. Thank you for being with us. We look forward to hearing from you. Please leave a comment below. Let us know what you think. If you've had experience with Camtasia, let us know. If you've had experience with other products, we'd like to hear from you. I will look forward to hearing from you, and you have a wonderful day.